Hello, welcome to Anime Territory. I'm your host this week, Johnny Ruhal. With me, as always, is my co-host, Benjamin Generic Shabbing.
Wow. That just seems a little mean.
Well, I had to come up with a nickname on the fly here.
Mm.
And I didn't think about it too long. I couldn't remember what they named, like, the pseudo-clone things, and then I know that they settled on generic. There was, like...
there was that one mineral. I forgot the mineral, though.
Yeah, it's like the fake diamond thing.
I might be able to look it up.
Anyway, zirconium. Zirconians?
Yeah, zirconians.
So I could have gone with zirconian. I could not think of zirconian for the longest time, so I just went with generic. I guess I could have gone, like... Gorilla God, which seems too good.
Yeah.
Or I could have gone like...
So mine would have been bullets, leopards, chandeliers.
That's right. Leopards, chandeliers. Okay, so bullets beat chandeliers. Chandeliers beats leopards. Mm-hmm. Leopards beat bullets.
Yes.
Okay. That's our new...
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors clone.
Mm-hmm.
Rock, paper, scissors like is, I think, the term that you would use if you were designing a game. It's like rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors like.
Gotcha. That just sounds like you're adding like into that game.
Rock, paper, scissors like. Oh, fuck!
What does that mean?
Hit by the like. Means they like you. You're gonna go fuck afterwards. That's what it is. Okay. What would rock, paper, scissors clone be?
Rock, paper, scissors clone?
Clone is you just copy whatever theirs is. It's an
automatic tie?
I think if you were to play clone, if they do anything other than clone, it's an automatic tie. But if they also do clone,
you both lose?
Yeah, it's a tie, but you have to stop playing.
Okay.
It's like, hey, yeah, you tie. This especially makes more sense when you're in like a big group playing, decide who goes first in the board game. You know, the people, if one person does clone, then they stay in, even if, other people would get out. But if anybody does clone, all the clones get out right away.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Sorry, that's our board game / video game idea corner here. So yeah, we're going to be talking about 3 animes this time around. I think we would call this episode something like Spring Romance Conclusion. What do you think we should call this episode?
I guess this is part 1 of our Spring
Conclusion series.
Spring Conclusion.
Spring Conclusion Part 1: Romance?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to write that down on my... Oh, no, I'll go ahead and write that down. Now, we're going to be talking about 3 shows today. Those are Gorilla God's Go-To Girl, Kowloon Generic Romance, and Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive? These are 3 shows that we covered in our spring preview, and we did watch them all the way through. This one is... the more romance-centered one. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, I think there's a few other romances, or at least one other romance mixed in to some of these. You have the list over there.
Maybe.
But I think we decided to go with a different genre as the main focal point of the genre for some of them. Now, what are your thoughts? Let's just start with Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. What is your rating for that?
I think I'd give it a 6.5, but I'm going to lower it to 6.
I feel similarly. I think there's nothing wrong with this show other than the half gloves, which I absolutely hate. The design of the gloves in this show. It's like, you need, cover the palm, please. It's scandalous. I'd rather you'd have a fingerless glove than a palmless glove, which is what you've done, basically. Where you only have like half of your palm covered. Doesn't make any sense. I hate it. Get out of here. I guess they just don't want to draw fingernails. So they're like, we'll just cover that up with a glove.
Okay. But they'll draw palms.
Yeah.
Why don't you just cover the whole glove?
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't that still be easier?
Ben, I don't understand the thought process. I thought I had something there.
I mean, they didn't draw eyes.
Yeah, most of the characters don't have eyes. You are correct. What's the back?
Which I'm fine with. I think that's funny. You know who's important.
Yeah, so this is not the first show that we've watched that's done this. Nagatoro does this too. Okay. Though I kind of like that in Nagatoro, it's more like our main character, Senpai, is being so shy that he's not looking those people in the eye. He's not really seeing them as people.
You could kind of argue that point, I think, in this show too, but it doesn't.
I don't think it really lands because it's not so much that she is like not so trembled with fear that she's not noticing people. It's more like she just does not want to stick out.
Yeah,
and it's a different type of social anxiety, I would say. Yeah, but I think 6.5, if I have to go to an actual round number, I think I would put it at 6.
Yeah.
Does nothing wrong. There's a few things that make me mad. Doesn't do anything particularly great.
Yeah.
I guess I do like that the main couple gets together before the last episode, which is something.
Yeah, they... See, but I also didn't like that they kind of, at a couple episodes, try to make it a harem.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It was maybe that one episode where they're like, oh, okay, these other two people give off the intention that they like this girl too, but it's just like...
That wasn't just one episode. That was set up. It's like, it's kind of like, yeah, everybody's in love with Ripley because Ripley's awesome. Like, boy, girl, doesn't matter. That's Ripley over there, and we're all in love with her. It makes sense. Okay. And she's kind of got that, at least for those characters. They don't know her as shy, nondescript, wants to not stand out girl, because when they meet her is when she's at night training.
Yeah.
And as much as she tries to not stand out, she does the opposite. So it's just like, there's that girl that smashed through a wall and is good at everything.
Smashed through the wall, saved a dude from falling off a clock tower.
Was able to hold him up with one hand.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, yeah, okay. She's a badass.
Uh-huh.
And that's the side that they see. So I'm not surprised that they like her and are attracted to her. And I'm not surprised that she does not see that.
Yeah.
And then the fact they managed to pull off the oblivious boy realizes her feelings thing. I mean, by having her say her feelings to him, it's like, okay, we got past that hurdle. Oblivious boy doesn't realize his effect on people and other people's feelings. Squirrel boy?
Yeah, does it matter that she kind of did it indirect or accidentally?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Okay.
It's like, she would never, ever admit her feelings to him.
Uh-huh.
And he would never, ever pick up on those feelings normally.
Okay.
The fact that she told the squirrel and he happened to be the squirrel is like, sorry. Good. We got over that.
I can't remember. Did you call that?
I think I did, yeah.
Okay.
I think I did call that he was the squirrel. One of us did, at least. We were not surprised when he was the squirrel. Especially when she confessed her feelings. Okay. I'm like, yeah, that's him. That's got to be him. The squirrel is being too helpful, too. Mm-hmm. And keeps showing up in places. So,
I gotcha. I mean, is that the only thing he does, squirrel-wise?
I mean, like, she feeds him.
Okay. It's like, that's his, like, blessing, though, is that he just gets to turn into a squirrel?
He might get other stuff from
Can he, like, fit a bunch of nuts in his mouth?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, he's Nut Gobbler Champion 2012, baby. He retired at the age of 7, even though they don't get their powers until they're like 16. Tail,
so he just gets, like, the nimbleness.
Yeah, I think he's nimble, and it's just highly dexterous is my assumption there. And then also, boom, can turn into a squirrel.
But nobody else is shown with that power to turn into.
Yeah, he said he's rare in what he does. It might be that other people exist. Some people get wings. So that's like, true. You know,
they don't like turn into a bird. They just have wings.
No, but they turn into a person that has wings because they don't normally have wings. They like transform into somebody that has wings. So he just goes a step further and transforms into a squirrel.
Gotcha.
I'm sure, different people with the same blessings have different strength levels to them.
Okay.
So.
You think there's a tier system for powers?
Yeah, I think.
In the same system.
Yeah, within the same power, there's people that have it better and worse.
Okay.
This power makes you faster, but not everybody with dog power is the fastest.
That's what one of my questions was for you. It's like, do you think there's one dog god or there's separate god for each dog breed?
I think there's one dog god, but your power could be one of any different breed.
Okay.
The god, first of all, dog, god spelled backwards. Write that down.
Dog spelled backwards is God?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the dog god is just the generic idea of dog. It's no one breed is the dog god. Okay. It's we cannot actually envision its countenance.
Okay.
It is unimaginable, except we understand it as dog.
Dog.
At least if we were to look upon him, the only impression we would get is dog. But if you'd say,
so
short tail, long tail, pointed ears, floppy ears, we can't tell you specifics. We cannot fathom dog god.
Some sort of monstrosity where it's like,
I looked upon the face of dog. Now I am blind.
Okay.
We can't. Yeah.
So like one person gets like really fast, the other person humps a bunch of things.
Hell yes, obviously.
One just can't breathe because their nose is fucked up.
Yeah, but one can smell super fucking good. And the one that can't breathe because their nose is fucked up, everybody loves them and pampers them. And some people are like, why the fuck do you care about that thing so much? It is ugly as all sin. And you're like, nah, it's adorable how it could die without nightmare. Me. Yeah. So I think if this show would have explored dog god more like we are right now, probably would be at least a 7.
So you think it's like that goes without all the other animals? So like fish god, just any type of fish?
No, fish god is definitely salmon.
Okay. So if you're blessed by the fish god, you are salmon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, 100%.
No halibut.
No halibuts.
No clownfish.
No clownfish.
Got it.
Fish god, salmon 100%.
No Californian sea fish or lionfish?
No. Okay. I think we did see people blessed by certain shark.
Well, I know. Yeah, I'm sure.
But shark god is different.
Yeah,
shark god is
shark
different.
God. There's a whale god. There's an eel god.
Well, whale's a mammal.
Yeah, that's true.
Eels are not fish.
They're eels.
Yeah, they're different. Okay. Do you think there's a Loch Ness Monster god? Do you get the Nessie blessing?
No, that's just a myth.
Okay. Well, one of us has been to Loch Ness, and one of them has not. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay. Anyway, yeah. If they had more dog god stuff, I'd be into this show.
Yeah, I feel like the best part of this show is just trying to figure out what their system is.
Yeah, it's a cool magic system.
That makes sense.
It's not necessarily fleshed out per se, because there's only one gorilla god.
Yeah, only one person.
But there's also people talking about I got the stink god blessing.
What?
It's all right. What does that do? It means you're worth shit. Okay. I guess I'm better than you.
There's a mole god.
Yeah.
Spider god.
Mm-hmm. Moving on.
There's more bugs.
Oh yeah. Because they make a point of being all the rich people, they have the animal higher class gods, and we're stuck over here with the insect gods.
Okay, so regular citizens are also blessed. They just don't get the good ones.
Yeah, they get the shitty ones, so they have to live in the shitty part of town.
Gotcha.
Which, is kind of shitty, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know. This was fine as far as their adventure storytelling and the romance was fine.
Everything was
nothing stands
fine.
out.
Yeah.
So I want to go 6.5 to round down to 6 though.
Yeah. I guess I had one more question.
Go for it.
They celebrated Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Is there like a religious god.
Okay.
Like a human god.
So they get blessed by all these gods, but Christ still exists.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough conundrum. I think Christ would be... He was... Well, first of all, what god do you think Christ was blessed by? I mean, in our world, he's blessed by, Yahweh. Mm-hmm. Because he...
So you're implying that, like, Jesus Christ was blessed by, like, an animal god?
Yeah, if we had to pick an animal for Jesus Christ to have his blessing from, perhaps he was the only one in existence to be blessed by the man God.
Yeah,
God the Father,
the human God.
You get the Father blessing. It's just this card just has a bunch of dad jokes on it. Yeah, that's him. I don't know. It's it definitely throws a wrench into the theological system when the fact that Christ exists.
And I guess, is this a theological system or is it just a magic system? I guess you could...
Yeah, do they worship these gods or are these more just like, look, God, if I were to try to put this into like a Christian perspective here, okay, because Christ exists. In the Christian mythos, I guess you would say, or their understanding is that God is in everything. All the plants, all the animals, ourselves, the rocks, he's everything and everywhere. Mm-hmm. So getting blessed by this, getting these blessings from these dogs is just a blessing from God to everybody as a, hey, you embody this aspect of my vast creation. Okay. So, like, there is no gorilla god. It is God being like, I give you my gorilla aspect.
Okay.
You
got that gorilla in you.
Yeah. God put that gorilla in you.
What?
So, yeah, that's the only, like, way I can work Christ into this.
Okay.
Now, maybe I could come up with something else if you give me some time, but that's my initial hunch right there.
Got it.
I guess my other thing would be that there's also a man god, and Christ was blessed by the man god. Or Japan doesn't realize that Christmas is tied to Christ.
That's probably what it is.
That's probably what it is, yeah. Or the Christmas was a translation error, and there is no actual, like, they don't call it Christmas in their world. They call it Shibliblak. But then, as this was translated for our understanding, they're just like, Winter Festival, whatever, Christmas.
Got it.
It's kind of like how The Lord of the Rings is technically a translation of the book written by Bilbo and Frodo into English. Did you know that was the mythos behind The Lord of the Rings? Is that Tolkien discovered that, this is all fake.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's like Tolkien is the translator for Lord of the Rings. So any, like, things that don't make sense, like when they talk about how one of Bilbo's uncles invented golf, it's like, well, it's not golf, it's something else. It's been translated for the English gentleman to understand. Mm-hmm. All the names are different too. It's weird. It's like, why would you give them different names? Whatever. I guess to make us think of certain things. Anyway, Gorilla God's Go-To Girl, 6.5 to 6. I think it's worth a watch if you kind of like adventure, romance stuff, but definitely not a you need to watch this sort of thing. If you're into the genre, you're looking for something new to watch, go ahead. If you're not into the genre, it doesn't transcend the genre to be good for everybody. And it's not the peak of the genre. Mm-hmm. So let's move on to Can a Boy-Girl Friendship Survive? What is your rating on this one?
This is a 5.
It's a 5 for you. I think I give it the same rating as Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. 6.5 that I would round down to a 6. This is more straight up rom-com. There's no adventure in this.
Nope.
I think it does its job. I think it's kind of nice that there's the second girl is very like open with her feelings, and the guy is very open with being like, "Nah, I'm good with her."
I just don't think she's there enough. There's no like, I guess competition is might not be the right word, but like,
yeah, it's not. After the first couple episodes, you know that it's like, okay, there's no chance for her at this point. So, no, I get that. That is a weakness of the show. But
see, I like romances when it's just like, these are your two characters, they like each other. Then you explore that. Not will they, won't they? Oh, there's another girl. A second girl has entered this.
Yeah, it doesn't quite go into the full harem genre, which very much is just, look at all these, we're going to keep introducing cool girls that are just going to keep getting sidelined.
Mm-hmm. When you know it's going to be the tsundere.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Or nobody. Or all of them, in the case of some of them that I've seen. And it's not true. It doesn't do it's not a real love triangle. Let's just compare this to something like Toradora.
Okay.
Toradora very much is a, here are, I'm going to say 2.5 girls that are genuinely interested in the main character. There's 3 girls that are genuinely interested in him, but 2 of them kind of like wax and wane on their interest in him. Mm-hmm. And it's very much does a good job of showing you, okay, even though there's infatuation and attraction here, there's comfort over here, there's familiarity and chemistry. It does a good job of being like, it could go any way. And maybe even this third girl that's thrown in, who's my favorite.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
There's something genuine there, even though we can't quite, she's not going to win sort of thing at this point. It's too late. Too little too late, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. This show doesn't have that.
No.
But I was not as frustrated with this girl as I was with the girl from the fucking... What's the show we watched last season?
Oh, from the...
that Dylan really liked most of the show. I'm married to the girl I hate in my class.
Yeah.
Where, like, Dylan was trying to compare the 2 main girls from this show and that show. And saying that they act the same. And I'm like, God, I guess I can see that. But it's not so much that... Whereas the other girl just gets irrationally angry. This girl just never commits to the flirt. Yeah. And that is very different. They're both not true to their feelings, per se. Mm-hmm. But this one, the girl is constantly flirting and just phrasing it as a joke. Whereas the other one just gets angrier and angrier and more in denial. Okay. Even to herself.
Yeah.
And I think they're fundamentally different. And I like Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive Himari better than Akane?
Yeah, but I still think it's really bad. I do not like Himari.
I think there's some bad points. And I think the plot itself is a little like, the fuck, that isn't necessarily her fault but shines her in a worse light. So like when she pretends to go to the that she's gonna accept this offer and move or whatever, it's like, why is she in debt because of that? Like, that doesn't make sense. But because it's her actions that cause this, you feel worse about her, but it's just the plot. It's like, okay, now we have this.
No, it's that because she plans on moving to Japan because she's trying to get the guy to admit his feelings or something.
Yeah, but I don't.
She has no intention of going to Japan, but then she
You mean Tokyo?
Tokyo. Sorry,
they're in Japan.
Sorry, to Tokyo. And then she, like, ropes him into it. She, like, gets his answers. Like, yes, I'll move to Tokyo with you. And then she's like, actually, never mind.
Well,
I got what I wanted.
She was going to reveal that it was all a facade soon anyway. She did not expect him to...
Then why did she, like, set it up?
Because, Ben, something needs to happen in the show.
Oh, my God.
I like her better than Akane, is what I'm going to say. I think there are moments
I don't
where she
think
is
you're wrong,
clearly
but
worse.
they're just both very annoying. I don't like them.
I think you separate the plot from the girl in both shows, and Himari is way better. Separate the plot, and just go with the girl of like, okay, she is insecure about her feelings. She knows what her feelings are. She admits them to herself. She does some shitty actions.
Okay.
But her like main problem is she wants the guy to commit, but won't commit to the flirt herself. She always backs out of the flirt. She's cowardly. That's the character there. Now, the level of shitty actions or like the conundrum, that's all the plot.
Okay.
There. I think you separate the plot from the girl. I like the girl way more. And then there's, at different episodes.
She's also kind of afraid to, like, mess up what they have.
Yeah. Whereas Akane is not necessarily afraid to mess up what they have. She's just afraid to admit her feelings or something. Like,
okay. Which I guess she technically does at the end, but it's to her best friend.
Yeah.
And not to the guy who she's married
it's
to.
more to that she finally admits it out loud to herself.
Okay.
Where I don't think she believes.
But then nothing happens.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
That's what the frustrating part about that is. Would that show have been, like, a star better if, like, at the end, instead of her just staying the way she is, she actually admitted it?
No.
No? You still think it'd be bad?
I still think it would be bad.
Okay.
Because what frustrates me in that show is not the end. Because at the end, I'm finally just like, okay, there's something. What frustrates me is the middle. Because at the beginning, it's like there's something. They're learning how to live together. Mm-hmm. They're learning how to get along. Maybe they can progress to being friends. Nope. Oh, we're not doing that? She's just going to get more and more angry, even though whether he does the right or the wrong thing, she's going to get angry when she tells him to go and do something, and then he does that because that is what she fucking told him to do. And she's going to get angry about it? That's what makes me mad about that show.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this is not an episode on I Married a Girl I Hate My Class, but the text that friend of the show, Dylan Rowe, sent me about that show and how he liked it up until the very end and he did not like the ending was just like, how could you like the stuff leading up to that? I don't understand.
It's
and then
literally
like,
the same. What did he want from the ending?
Then he watched Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive and he's like, it's the same thing. And it's like, it's not the same thing. They're very much different characters that have one thing in common, and that is that they will not tell the boy that they like them.
Himari's more manipulative.
Oh,
the
100%.
other girl is more just, like, mean.
Yes. And I can get behind manipulative. I think I said this.
Okay.
I think I said this in the spring preview episode that we did. The scene where she dumps the water on him because she cannot calm down. I love that scene.
Okay.
And that scene should have been obvious that she was upset.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I take that scene as like, how are you not picking up on this right now? Okay. All right. Do we want to move on? You gave it a 5. I gave it a 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with you giving it a 5.
Okay. I don't care.
I don't think it's a worse show than Gorilla God's Go-To Girl is the thing.
Oh, okay. I got you. I mean, I probably don't think so either, but I just enjoyed Gorilla God more. So
Gorilla God was our go-to.
I gave it more credit.
Gorilla God was our go-to of, I can watch an episode of this and I don't have to get too invested in it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, the next show we're going to talk about, Kowloon Generic Romance, I liked way more, but I did not want to watch it as often just because I knew it was I'm going to have to pay attention, and it could end in sadness for me.
Okay.
But let's talk about Kowloon Generic Romance. What are you giving this show?
7.5.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this show an 8 with a caveat.
Okay.
In that I think by the end of the show, it's a 7.5. But the beginning of the show is a fucking 9.
Yeah, it starts out really strong.
Yes.
It falls off the later you go, I think.
Yeah. The first couple of episodes...
bad, but...
Yeah, I like the mystery that they set up more than the conclusion to the mystery.
Yes.
I like that there are characters that are introduced that you're like, well, that's a bad guy. And then you're like, no, not really.
Not really.
And like, that's a sketchy guy. No, not really. I like the fact that it's like, oh, wait a minute. This guy that we thought was a generic bad guy has got his own problems and motivations and goals in life.
He's more... not antagonist even, just more... I don't know, we can talk about it.
Yeah. I feel like my main fault is that after the first couple of episodes, our main guy, Kudo, is like not involved in the plot whatsoever. And is in fact more of a like hindrance to the plot.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's spoilers for Kowloon Generic Romance, but...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, oh, it's like, he is sort of the reason why the city exists as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think we got enough development with him.
Okay. So, this whole show is like, there's a mystery here. Something's not right.
Mm.
When do you think the kind of issue is they really, unless I'm just not paying close enough attention, they really don't give you the hints until it's kind of obvious what's happening?
I think it would warrant another watch before I say that they don't give you any hints.
You know what I'm saying, though? Sometimes problems with mystery shows is that they just won't give you the answer until they tell you the answer.
And you can't necessarily figure it out yourself. Yes. Yeah. And because there's some sci-fi bullshit going on, it's kind of hard to set that up, too.
Okay.
I think the only, like, idea of a hint that we get, if they had done this... So one of the things that we get, something's not quite right, is Gwyn goes, and he's like, the little, like, shelter I made for cats is not in the back of this restaurant. That's one of the hints that we get very early on. Now we learn that, and it's pretty like obvious at this point what's going on, but we learn when it's because Kudo didn't know about it.
Yes.
So it did not get recreated. As soon as Kudo knows about it, then all of a sudden the cat shelter appears. Okay. And there's also something else that he didn't know about that causes it to trigger when things happen. But if we had gotten that a lot earlier, and then it just like had happened to mention to Kudo, like, oh yeah, there was this cat shelter, and then later on we see it show up, I think that would have been a really good hint, as opposed to the hint we got is something is missing. We have no idea it's because Kudo doesn't know that it exists, but we know that something is missing.
I mean, I think we just go straight into spoilers on this.
Yeah, I have been saying spoilers. I've said that it's because he doesn't know it exists.
He doesn't know it exists. What do you mean? What is it?
The cat shelter.
Okay.
He does not know the cat shelter exists. Okay. Therefore, the copy of the city that he made does not include it.
Okay.
So anything that he is not familiar with, is not included. If we had gotten some sort of indication that once he becomes familiar with something, it shows up, then that could have been a hint set up earlier, as opposed to it happens at the same time that he learns that the one guy is actually a guy and not a girl. Xiaofei, yeah. When he learns that, oh no, it's a boy, and we never corrected you because we thought it was funny that you thought he was a girl. And that's when that person disappears because all of a sudden they're a regular person. And it's like, he found out that I exist. And it's like, it was told to us at the same time that the cat shelter thing showed up. So the cat shelter had been set up earlier then that could have led us to pick that up before they immediately just tell us that, oh, it's because he knows that I exist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's
okay.
But yeah, so I really, really liked the start of this show. I really wanted this to be a 9 or 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it just didn't hit it.
Didn't hit it. I do like Reiko's journey throughout it, and her like, you know, getting further and further away from the person that she looks like and becoming more herself and different. I like her character. I wish we got some sort of conclusion as to exactly what caused the original Reiko to die. Did she just like love the city so much she committed suicide? All we got is that she was gambling with her life, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
what the gamble was.
I feel like it was either like she's gonna take these pills, and if she dies, that's it. But if she lives, she'd like marry Kudo.
Maybe
that's like she was just.
But I just
odds. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought she had. If they were like, she's got some sort of rare medical condition, and this is, you know, a sketchy medicine, then maybe it would be something. You know, I don't know if.
Well, she had insomnia, right?
Yeah, and she had a prescription for sleeping pills, but it is not the medicine that she got there, and it's not what killed her.
Colds, right? It's like a cold medicine.
I don't know. It was
something. I don't know.
Anyway, she had a prescription from that one doctor that we see on the outside, but we don't have. But the pills that she died from is something completely different, because they're like, I looked at that prescription and she'd have to take like 10,000 of these pills to die of an overdose. So she got something else, and were they setting up that she was just like a drug addict and was sort of on the recovery and went back down? Was it, you know, some sort of sketchy medication for an illness? Was she trying to like test Kudo by seeing if he could save her? You know, I don't know why she took the pills.
Okay.
And I guess part of the show is that we don't know. And we're never going to know, because
the whole point is like Kudo has to
come to terms with the fact that he's not going to
be able to know.
Yeah. You know, part of the whole reason, part of his whole regret is that he doesn't understand why she did that. And he can't figure out why she did it because he never really knew her.
Yes.
And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the original Reiko Kujira. And she scares me at times. Like, she's got a dark aura around her. And at other times, I'm just like, boing, boing, you know, like cartoon character, heart thumping. Yeah, awooga! So I don't know. I would have liked. I guess I appreciate the message that Kudo can never figure it out. I don't like that we don't know, though.
Okay.
Yeah, and the explanation just sort of felt wishy-washy at the end. It's just like, okay, this thing that doesn't work, the Gene Terra, all of a sudden reacted to his regret and created this thing. And how? Don't worry about it. It's science fiction mumbo jumbo.
The generic Terra. Yeah, it is the Gene Terra. Never mind. I wrote down generic, but it's...
Well, I think it is short for generic Terra or something. Anyway.
Okay.
The fact that thing disappears, too, instead of it just, like, deactivating, like, why did it disappear at the end?
So its original idea was, like, it could store human memories, and then they could their plan was to move those memories into, like, clones, right?
Yes.
But for some reason, it didn't work.
Correct. And but then it just kind of stood up there.
Yeah.
Gathering the data, but not, like...
doing anything with it.
Or, like, maybe if it moved it into a clone, like, it didn't all of a sudden, like, bring the clone to life like they were hoping it would. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but we can create this phantom city that only people with regrets for the city can see.
Yes.
And... you know, there's sort of clones living inside them.
That's one of the other kind of small issues. Is just that doesn't make a whole. You just don't know exactly what happens with it.
The thing behind it doesn't make any sense. And, like, you can lose your memories of the outside just by, like, believing in the city, which happens to Yao Mei.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought she didn't have regrets about her mother anymore. That's why she couldn't see it anymore.
No. What I mean was, she leaves. She figures out that, wait a minute, it's always repeating summer, and here's some other, like, sketchy things. She goes back. She's going to relay that information, but then she's just like, no, I want to believe in this world, and she
forgets.
Drinks the drink, eats the food, and then immediately forgets that, and is, you know, like, I didn't, like, why does that happen?
I don't know.
Yeah, and she doesn't have any regrets for the city. She just has regrets.
I'm assuming time progresses in real time.
Yeah, outside of the city, time is progressing in real time.
Okay.
Because I also like how at the very end, Kudo shows back up after like a year and a half. And he's just like, took me a while to figure some stuff out. And he's like, all right, I get that. I don't know if it's necessarily healthy for you to be hanging out with the new Reiko.
Yeah.
As much as I want the new Reiko to be happy, and as much as the new Reiko has legitimate feelings for you.
Can you explain how she survived that?
That's the thing. Another unexplained thing.
Just another unexplained thing.
Yeah, I believe it's because she broke away from his. So the rest of the people... She
became her true self.
Yes.
Which allowed her to, like, become somebody.
She's no longer a generic copy. She is her own self.
Okay.
And she was able to do that because Kudo didn't know her as well as he wanted to know her. So when she gets created, she is not the same Reiko Kujirai because Kudo does not know that Reiko Kujirai fully. So she's sort of a blank slate that can then grow and just happen to grow into somebody completely different away from him. That's the, like, story beat explanation. The science behind it and how the gene terror works, can't tell you that.
Okay.
That's the, you know, emotional thread behind it. As far as how it works scientifically, I can't tell you.
Who cares?
I could go into intent and magic systems. If this was in the Cosmere, I could tell you how it happened.
No, we can't. No.
Because something sort of similar happens, and that there's a person who wasn't really a person, and then they said, fuck it, I'm a person. And they gotta live. Okay. Spoilers, it's sort of like the opposite of the ending of Gurren Lagann.
Okay.
Which is a show we'll cover on here probably soon. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Probably this year. But anyway, yeah, I think it hits the ground running. I mean, we got to say, we can't not say it. Opening this,
it's absolutely bop. Yeah, it's a banger.
Opening 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like cool city pop. Has her running, boom, 10 out of 10.
First couple episodes of this show, setting up the mystery, phenomenal. I'm spooked. I'm intrigued. I'm horny.
You're just like, what the fuck is that thing in the sky?
It's like I am in. I am in for this. Now, if we had done a better job, because we kind of fell off on watching anime, if we had done a better job of watching it week to week, or if we watched it all together, we might feel a little bit stronger about the middle and the end.
Maybe.
As it was, we kind of like watched the beginning, and then we took a few weeks break, and then we watched a couple of episodes, and then we took a much bigger break. And watched all but the very last episode because it wasn't out yet.
And you were gone for 2 weeks.
That was like 6 episodes. Yeah. And then I was gone for a week and a half to the UK. And then we just watched the most recent episode today before recording. And then I took a nap. Yeah. And then we started recording. It's like if we'd gotten it more condensed or week to week at least, we might have felt differently. You know, I was really hoping this would be like a Sunny Boy where we'd watch week to week and we'd be like hooked. We'd want the next episode, but also be happy that we had a week to think about the last episode. But we didn't really have that this time around just because of us falling off of watching it. And partially,
well, I think the biggest thing is like they started giving you answers.
Yeah, and it just
you're like, oh, okay, so that's what that was.
Yeah,
we get it now.
sometimes the mystery is more appealing than the answers.
Yes.
Which is like a J.J. Abrams problem a lot of times, too. It's the problem with Lost, apparently. It's just the mystery setup is so good. Here's this mystery box.
Yes.
And then...
They open the box. You're like, oh, that's it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think I have to like balance this out and give this show an 8. Just because of how strong the beginning is.
I understand. Again, I would recommend this. It just didn't hit it. Hit the landing.
Yeah, it missed. It got an 8 instead of hitting the bullseye in my head. Well, it's like if you get like 3 scores or whatever. So it's like first score
10,
9 or 10. Yeah, first episode I think is probably a 10.
Like the first 3 might be 10s.
Yeah, but then it's like okay, but the next one was like a 6, and then okay, there's a 7. Oh, there's another 6. And there's another 6. And there's another 6.
An 8.
Okay, yeah. And then you're like, so it just wasn't. You add them all up. I think you can give this an 8. If you average them up, I think you can give this an 8. But there are definitely doing better at the beginning. Okay, so those are our 3 like shows that we talked about. If I were to rank these in order of which one was best, I think it's obvious that Kowloon Generic Romance is the best. I would then probably go Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive, followed closely by Gorilla God's Go-To Girl.
Okay. I touched the last 2, but...
Okay. But yeah, that is our Spring Romance episode. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about with these 3?
No, not really. I think we got the main points.
There's definitely more of a... Like, if we kind of compare the types of shows that they are, we have Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive is pure RomCom. Most romance-driven. Kowloon Generic Romance went a little away from the romance, unfortunately, which is like kind of what I was saying about how Kudo kind of becomes less and less relevant, is that it's more about the sci-fi mystery. They do fuck, which is something. Gotta give them that. But it's almost like he's really sad fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So, even though it's like great, it's like, yes, I got him. He is just sort of like...
It's almost like a pity one?
Maybe not He's not pitying her. He is so broken up about real Reiko Kujirai that he's sort of just using her as a replacement for her. And, like, to his credit, the next day, he's just like, fuck. This is...
Whoops.
I fucked up by doing this. I was a moment of weakness, and I hurt you by giving into that weakness because I don't actually feel this way about you. I feel this way about original Reiko, and you are not her. And I see that now. So it's definitely like props to him for realizing it, but you did realize it a little too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he was more like, I mean, again, if the show had been like, he is starting to fall in love with the new her, and then just tortured by his love for the old her, and he's got to choose between his feelings for the old her and his feelings for the new her, whereas this felt more like he doesn't really have feelings for the new her, other than when she reminds him of the original her. If that was played into more, and it was more romance, then I think that would have been a different direction for the show to go, and that might have made it better.
Maybe.
But yeah, it kind of got away from the romance and focused more on the sci-fi.
Yeah.
And the Gorilla God's Go-To Girl, the romance was just sort of second fiddle to... Girls got gorilla powers. Let's, do this.
Have her fight an anti-monarchist.
Yeah. They have some good points.
Yeah.
But is also ultimately a dick.
Yes.
That's like, that character is like, okay.
I know what
you gave. They're setting him up to be, redeemed in a second season, I think. But it's just like, but he's such a date rapey prick in this one. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't give me this tragic backstory and make me want to feel for him when at the same time he's acting all date rapey.
It's like, yeah, it's really sad. You were like an orphan living on the city. You got adopted by this rich family thinking that they would help your, like, other orphans.
Your found family.
But they just, like, destroyed this place
they just fucked you over. And
yeah.
You know, like, okay.
Like, yeah, that's it. I get it.
I get you being anti-monarchy and terrorist even. But date rapey, I can't forgive. Then you're like,
well, then let us be together because we're the two strongest. We could have, like, the strongest kids. It's like, why are you doing this?
Doesn't this defeat the purpose of you, like, trying to get equality to people? Like, I feel like they are trying... if they had a second season, I feel like he would get redeemed somehow. Okay. And, like, he'd have some sort of redemption arc thing. But I also feel like they went too strongly into the villain. Like, nah, man, he's kind of date rapey. Mm-hmm. His, like, wanting to be with her because she's also the strongest is kind of against his point of view for the other stuff.
And also, like, if she says no, he's just going to kill her. And, like, try to marry the next one. That's, I think, what he implied.
Yeah, he's going to go...
Well, not like marry, but, like, he's going to... Yeah. I'll just try to recruit the next one. Yeah.
Anyway. So, of these three romances, Can a Boy Girl Friendship Survive is the strongest romance-centric one. Whereas the other thing sort of takes stage. Mm-hmm. And the romance kind of falls by the wayside in Kowloon Generic Romance. Mainly because Kudo, the main guy, is not really growing at all. You know, we don't see his growth. It's just we see like one step of him taking it at the very end, and then the epilogue is like a year and a half later. He's like, I figured myself out.
Okay. Where were you? I was in the city.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, I think that's all we really have to say. Oh, I have a manga moment if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So I mentioned earlier in this episode, I just got back from a trip to the UK. I went to the recreation of the Globe Theatre there, and they were selling Shakespeare as manga. A lot of Shakespeare plays as manga. So I picked up 12th Night, a play I'd never heard of before. Takes place at Christmas, but that's not really a part of the plot. The dialogue is all Shakespearean classic dialogue, so it was hard to follow. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I thought it was, pretty good. Okay. It's one of his comedies, so everybody gets married at the end. Uh-huh. Sort of a twin girl and twin boy. I say girl and boy, they're like 17 or whatever. They get separated in an accident at sea. They both think the other one has died. The girl is like, I washed up on these shores, and the Count, I know of him, because we're some other nobles or whatever. I'm going to pretend to be a boy and go into his employ. And he's in love with some other noble, but now I'm in love with him, but he's sending me over there to her to try to woo her. And now she's in love with me. Oh, now my brother shows up, and it gets mistaken as the boy me, even though I'm the girl. And then all these different... Meanwhile, some other people are playing pranks on the butler because the butler's kind of full of himself. And... Okay. Everything all ends up okay at the end. It's fun. I'd recommend checking it out. I want to check out another one of these Shakespeare mangas, but 12th Night was fun. Cool. I have another manga moment, but I'll save it for another episode. Okay. You can follow us on Twitter if you'd like. I check it every now and again at anime_territory. Or on YouTube and most podcast platforms as Anime Territory. And you're now leaving the Anime Territory.
Goodbye.